Today we have with us Mr. Tissa De Silva. He is an independent chartered consultant and engineer environmentalist. So good evening, Mr. Tissa De Silva.
Good evening, Deepamala.
So tell our viewers a little bit about yourself and your background.
Yeah, I'm an independent, and I must stress on that. I'm not a employee of the government or any of the government corporations. I practice on my own, and I started my life as an engineer in 1964, graduating from University of Ceylon, and with postgraduate qualifications after that in Australia. And I have worked here in Sri Lanka and also in Australia for a number of years, and come back to Sri Lanka on few occasions and worked here and went back and comes back again. And this time I decided I'll come back in early February, and in May I touched Sri Lanka because I found that the present government's actions was the best environment for me in my age to come back and reinvest my knowledge as well as money I would have earned in Australia back in Sri Lanka, where I had the privilege of having a free education right from the age of 4 or 5 right through the university, and a scholarship to go to Australia too.
So you were from the University of Ceylon, is it?
I am from the University of Ceylon with postgraduate experience from University of New South Wales in Australia. So I must stress that I thought that I should come for this interview because this is the first time I am coming into a political interview, because time has come for independent people like us to come out and tell those colleagues of ours who are here why we should trust our views and show how we have come to those views, because time might be late if we don't do it at this moment.
Why do you think so?
Because we have the choice of two people, that is my present President Mahinda Rajapaksa and the man who is the next most commonly expected to get the next to Mahinda is Sarath Fonseca. Well, I must also say one of my university colleagues, Vikram Bahu, also is contesting from the left, but I won't put a vote for him. So I think it is critical, because this is the first time a man in uniform, after practicing for 40 years with the gun and the uniform, taking orders and carrying out orders and giving orders, is going to come into a civil administration if by an unlikely event he comes forward. And I see there is a big danger to our country, like what we have seen in few of our neighbors, as well as Germany, Latin America, Africa, and I wouldn't want that to happen to my children or your children in the future.
So this is why you are stressing on the fact that you are an independent person, and the first time you are coming for a political sort of interview where you are actually talking about politics, and that you are not attached to any government party, right? Is that correct?
That is correct. I must stress that I am not on the payroll of any government agency or contract or consultancy from the government, because I being a free man, I don't want to be under obligation to any points of view of my paymaster.
So what is the message that you really want to give your other colleagues like you, independent thinkers, free thinkers? What is the main objective and message you want to give them?
The message is that this is a critical time, and first, if you have an idea about it, you must express it, because it will be too late for us if we get a military man, ex-military man, into the post of a civil administrator in charge of the whole country. That is, I wouldn't want a man who is experienced with the gun in one hand giving orders to all our people with the other hand, while while on the other side, President Mahinda Rajapaksa in the last 4 years has demonstrated very well how a civilian administrator who kept in touch with the people's pulses and took the country through the worst period of our time with respect to a war, which was the last 30 years war. In 4 years he was able to finish that war and then have 7 months of completely peaceful area, and I don't want that lost.
But how can you say that it will be lost for sure if Mr. Fonseca comes, in the unlikely event, as you said, he comes into power? What are the reasons, what are the facts that will back it? And how can you just say that because he was in the military before, that he will actually not be suitable? Because we also, if you look at world politics, we have seen maybe people from the military, army commanders coming into power. So how can we assume something? And I would want you to sort of elaborate and make us understand, because exactly it's not clear to me what you're trying to say there.